Hello, this is Professor Hubbard's hands. Hello, hello, we're talking to you. Anyway, this is a valve, a solenoid valve. Remember, a solenoid is an electromagnet with a piece of metal in the middle, and if the piece of metal in the middle is like a bar magnet, the polarity of the electromagnet will cause an interaction with the polarity of the let's say round magnet inside of it. I have a demonstration that you've seen, and that's what's going on. So there's an electromagnet inside of this, which is going to open and close a valve, and this is what we have in our robotic arm that's going to control water. When it's closed, the water won't flow, and when it's open, the water will flow through. This here is an example of the solenoid valve. Notice the little ends here. This is what it's like in the middle, and while you can't see it because I didn't unwrap it, inside of here is a coil of wire. I might be able to take it apart, and there we go. Look at that. See? Live demonstration. There's a coil of wire. So as we know, when a current flows through this coil of wire, it creates a magnetic field, and there will be something inside that will be magnetic. And this is just a cross section of the piece that's here with the valve ends that we saw before, and you can see that there's a little something inside. This is another valve with the little something inside, and you can see that this kind of relates to this piece of rubber. Now, unfortunately, when you start taking things apart, they don't work. So I can't really show this little black stopper moving back and forth inside of this. It would be cool if I could. Maybe someday I can. So if my finger replaces this, which is holding this in place, and I turn on a switch which will create an electromagnet, you should be able to see this thing move. And if I push gently on it and I turn the switch, it closes, see? And then the switch is on. Now when I turn, when the magnetic field is on, it's pulling this thing in. It's got a spring in there so that when I turn it off, it pops out. And there's a little spring. You can see the spring right there on the end. So the spring is inside this thing here, and it springs. And so, when it's off, it's off, but when I click this on and create that magnetic field, it stays in. Then when it's off, it goes like that and closes it, and then when it goes on, it goes in. And as I say, I can't perfectly do this, but sometimes you can. It doesn't really move. There, it almost moved without my finger moving, okay? But you can get the idea that when it's an electromagnet, it pulls that magnet in and holds it, water flows, and when it goes off, boom, it shuts. And that's your solenoid valve.